Parashat Devarim, which is the beginning of a new sefer, the fifth and final sefer of the 5 books of the Torah. The reason why the sefer, the book, is called Devarim is because Devarim means words. And essentially the entirety of the sefer is comprised of Moshe Rabbeinu's words to the Jewish people before he passes away. And words are so important, yet we look at them sometimes as though they're so trivial. And I'd like to speak a bit about, just a couple of minutes, about words. We all know how affected we are by other people's words. But how rare is it for us to really think of how we affect other people with our words? One of the most difficult mitzvot in the Torah, to me at least, is the mitzvah of Lashon Hara, not to speak Lashon Hara, because it requires such a mindfulness, constant mindfulness over how we express ourselves. And we just so easily want to be nonchalant with what we say. Just say whatever comes to mind. And very often we bear the consequences of those actions, whether it's to our spouses, to our children, to other people. So words are of utmost importance. And what you need to cultivate to be in control of your words is mindfulness, zehirut, to be aware of what you're thinking and what you're saying, which is difficult, but it's doable. The Ari HaKadosh, a master Kabbalist, Yitzchak Luria, who lived about 500 years ago in Safat, says that the power of giving blessings that become fulfilled, is given to one who keeps to his word. So not only somebody who makes sure what he says is true, but not only when he says the truth that has already happened, but actually keeps to what he says he would do. So even if at the time, very often we say things, and we have full intent on keeping it, it's not a lie at the time, but later on things become more difficult. Sometimes we say, okay, I can't do it. I thought I'd be able to do it by this and this time. I said I'd do it by this and this time, I can't. You're not a liar, you haven't done a big averah. Says the Ari HaKadosh, if you want your words to be able to affect others, to give a bracha, for it to become fulfilled, you bless someone, you keep to your word, then God keeps to your word, so to speak. And he reads this into a pasuk, Lo yachel devaro kechol hayotze mipiv ya'aseh. Which simply means, when you make an oath, don't nullify, don't desecrate your word, do as you have said you would do. The Ari HaKadosh says, Lo yachel devaro, somebody who doesn't cheapen or desecrate his word, kechol hayotze mipiv ya'aseh. Anything that he says, anything that comes out of his mouth will be done, i.e., heaven will listen to his blessings and carry them out. And I'd like to share a short story from Rav Yitzchak Berkowitz. He once told me that he was asked when he was a child by an older man who was known not to be a straight person. He was asked by this person to lend him money. This boy was asking by this adult, lend me $5. Lived in America. And he remembered thinking, come on, you're going to ask me, I'm a kid, to lend you $5 and then you're not going to pay it back? But he said, okay. Gave him $5 or whatever the price, but whatever the amount was. And a few days later, this fellow sees Yitzchak Berkowitz, the child, and says to him, did I give you back that $5? And he said, no. And he was so upset. Why didn't you remind me? A word is a word. I told you I'd pay it to you tomorrow and you didn't remind me. And he was really genuinely upset. And a day later, he indeed paid up the $5. And Yitzchak Berkowitz said, as a child, I was thinking, how come he was so genuinely upset and disturbed that he hadn't kept to his word when he was known to be a person who didn't keep to his word, shall we say it, put it that way. And he said, until it struck me that this man's word was valuable to him, at least to the value of $5. Other people's word is more valuable to them, and therefore they'll stand by their words for more than $5. This man's red line was at least a minimum of $5. I won't break my word for $5. How valuable is your word to you? That's what he left us with, that question, and it really shifts your perspective and how you think about it, because you realize the more you keep to your word, and the more particular you are about what you say and whether you keep to it, the more you actually respect and value your word and yourself. So Bezrat Hashem, we begin Sefer Devarim. May we all be able to really and genuinely control our Dvarim, control our words, and be in command of our tongue. Let us keep all the mitzvot, even the difficult ones like Lashon Hara, and hopefully, who knows, one day we'll be able to give blessings that come to fruition. Shabbat Shalom.